right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the semifinals of the LCC season number 4. My name is Ian, or Jags, here to host for you guys tonight. Of course, with us, Jason Sorelius. We're in studio here in person. Jason, we've got 2 semifinals back-to-back nights again, just like we did the quarters. We went 10 games. Both went to best of 5 all the way to the end in our quarterfinal. So we've got a slate of semis here that's pretty enticing to us. Do you think we'll get another deep into the series, go all 5?
My stomach is almost hoping we don't, because we were thinking maybe we get some food after the games, but I mean, it could happen. I didn't expect it to happen on Saturday after to get 10 games. The dream scenario is
we're almost there.
Every best of 5 goes to 5 games.
We're almost there, so
can we pull it out?
We'll see. It's up to our teams tonight. Now, before we get started, we do want to wish a couple of little girls a special birthday. So congratulations, happy birthday to our community manager, Clone, turning 27. Happy birthday, Clone. And then also happy birthday to my niece. She turned 13 today. So a couple of little girls in Wisconsin had their birthdays. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more serious. We'll get into the semifinals. We've got 15 minutes here before we kick off with game number 1. And I think we've got an exciting matchup based on how the quarters went. I think we're rearing up. The semis are looking good here.
It's been a moment since we've seen one of our competitors. They've got a bye week, and so will they have kept their skills sharp? Only time will tell.
Yeah, let's. I mean, you're totally right. It's a wild thing to have a bye, right?
Yeah.
You definitely kind of play a little differently. I know last season when I had the bye, definitely some extra nerves going into game 1. Mm-hmm. We were lucky enough to have a good series that series, but still definitely had extra nerves going on. So
it's tough. You have that and sometimes there is the gauntlet buff of you make the lower bracket run.
Yeah.
We obviously are single elimination, but
we saw that last year, right?
Making the counter. You didn't place first and second seed. You had a rough regular season, and you got to play into it.
Yeah. So last year, a team from the quarters went all the way. So, yeah, we'll have to see what it looks like this year. Let's take a look at our Season 4 playoffs, brought to you and sponsored by Oasis Gaming. Get away from that toxicity and come game with us at the Oasis. Go Humps.
Go Humps.
Also brought to you by the Lilac Lion Photography. Capture an instant for eternity. Visit thelilaclionphotography.com today to book your limited summer and at this point fall and winter sessions. I think she's booking out 6 months now, so get in there.
Yeah, she loves horses. Do some horse photos.
Yep, if you have one.
This is my friend Ender. You can find their card on the LCC Discord and go check out some of their art. Also brought to you by Dr. Pepper, established in 1885 out of Waco, Texas. 23 perfect flavors. Crack open a cold one tonight.
All right. And here we are. We are into the semis. So these are the 6 teams we started this season with. We're down to 4, but these were our original rosters, and this is kind of how we got here. So the regular season, 10 weeks long. Bilgewater came out on top, 9-1, and Freljord there, 7-3. Like we mentioned just a couple minutes ago, they had the week 1 bye, so they've been waiting here in the semifinals, chomping at the bit to play, and they'll get to play their opponents who made it past the quarterfinals gauntlet in Zon and Bandle City. Unfortunately, we have already said goodbye to Piltover and Targon, so we'll see them next season, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, they'll go into.
I hope they come back.
They go into the carousel, and so we'll see if we get to see Piltover or Targon next. All right, this is how we've gotten here so far. Zon was triumphant over Targon, and Bandle City triumphant over Piltover. Both of those series were incredible series. I won't spoil anything other than the fact that those are the results and they went to 5 games, but you should absolutely go and look at those games. Honestly, instant classics.
You gotta check it out. They're some of my favorites.
I really think that the Zon Targon Game 5 is going to go down as one of the most iconic decisions in LCC history. I think Game 4 of Bandle City versus Progress might just be flat out the best game we've ever seen.
There are some highlights in there. Shout out to Belle. Please pull those highlights for me. That would be great.
Yeah. All right, but that's the past. Let's talk about the present. Let's talk about the future. And tonight we have Bandle City Buckaroos versus the Freljord Frost. Again, Freljord waiting for them. They have the higher seed. They've selected blue side in the matchup. But kind of before we get into the rundown, what's the big scope picture of tonight's matchup?
I think the big scope picture is some upstart Bucks trying to change their fate. Throughout the regular season, they were on the edge of the bottom of the standings. And now they've ended up in the 4th seed for the end of the season, so they've managed to scrape their way up a little bit, but largely off the back of taking some unlikely wins in the season and just winning the head-to-head matchups. And so coming out tonight, they're going to show that like they've got through quarters and they have what it takes. And I know that some of those members are going to be raring to try to drag everybody kicking and screaming to the finish line.
Yeah, it's win or go home, right?
That's
so
right.
I mean, kicking, screaming, whatever it takes, right? It's
and
you got to win these games.
Their opponents this evening, the Frost, are intimidating. They've been standing here at the end of the bracket, waiting for them, lounging as they fight for their life through the tournament. And I think the Frost are not a team to sleep on.
Yeah, no, Freljord have looked good. The only team that's given them trouble all season is Bilgewater. But they've looked strong and capable into every other matchup. They've, their draft has been one of slow, steady build-up into team coordination and domination. Mm-hmm. But Bandle City has taken them deep in both of their head-to-head matchups this season. But we can go ahead and take a look at the teams in the team rundown, and we do have a change here for Bandle City. In the top lane, we've got CGYM. In the jungle, R Sexy. In the mid lane, our player replacement, replacing Fennel, it is Whisper. At the carry position, we have Hope, and rounding it out at support, it's Chestnut.
That's right. Welcome in, Bucks. For the Frost this evening, we have Light Show in the top lane, TQ Kit in the jungle, Clone at mid lane, our birthday girl, Carly on Marksman, and Bassoon on support.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, they really took each other deep in their games. These stats are from the entire season. Whisper, we pulled his all-time stats, which a lot of those stats are from jungle, right? Yeah. But you can see not big differences here. Very tight numbers in terms of what we're expecting, out of the lane phase. Carly about a wave ahead after 14 minutes. That's a third of a kill, right? So some of the numbers that we see when we had Matt last week, when we had you in, for example, they're much bigger discrepancies in terms of farm.
It's definitely a red flag on the field when you see some of those numbers. But
exactly.
These aren't far and away a huge game-altering advantage.
And we'll see some of those big discrepancies in tomorrow night's match as well when we see Zahn take on Bilgewater. But yeah, right here we're looking to have a fairly even lane phase, maybe slight advantages come out, and then it's going to be about the team fighting and the skirmishing. We know Bandle City has been a prolific skirmishing team. How much does that change with Whisper integrated into the lineup? And then Freljord, they again, every time that they get pushed deep into the game, they find a way to win an incredible team fight. Carly has really been a stable pillar for this team, able to find win after win throughout the season. So I don't expect too much to change. If I had to put my money on the table, I would say it's definitely Frost favored. They've looked good all season long, and they did 2-0 in the regular season. But Bandle City, hot off of an incredible victory in game number 5. Mm-hmm. They've got to be feeling at an all-time high. It's only 6 days later because we're going from Saturday to Friday, so it's not a full week. So yeah, have to see how they play. But I don't know, Jason. Chips on the table. Where are you putting them?
I hate this. I hate when I have to make the prediction every time. That's why I made Kalka go first. I think I have to pull for the Bucks, even though I love the Frost. But I'm gonna go 3-2 Bucks. Give me another Game 5 series.
I'd love to go to Game 5. So I hope that you're correct in terms of that prediction.
It's part prediction, part hope.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I'm giving you evaluation. 2nd to 4th seed. How is this going to break down?
I think the way that the game plays out, and we can go if we go back to the stats and we can talk lane by lane. We have a couple minutes. Yeah. Let's give some respect to these top laners here. CGYM and Light Show, what they've done throughout the season. Both of them were rookies, brand new to the LCC, brand new players. CGYM. One thing we haven't even mentioned is CGYM coming in as Bassoon's cousin. Yeah. So we've got the inner family battle happening as well.
Well, there's been so much heat on the Rift without it. We don't have to drag up the family connection.
Right.
But it's definitely one to highlight, and we're going to see the fans in the chat tonight talking about their support between these two, those two laners.
So specifically top lane though, CGYM Light Show. I think CGYM has shown that he has a bit of an eclectic style. He came in known as a Scion one trick, but is really, last game in the series, he pulled out, we saw him pull out the Vladimir last game, right?
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I think that we could look to see some maybe more Mordekaiser, something a little bit like the Vladimir to come out. Maybe another hidden pocket pick he might have for CGY, for Light Show prepared. Meanwhile, on the side of the Frost, we know that Light Show is a great Gwen player. That's been banned out most of the season. Also, the Cassante that we've seen throughout the season has picked up a couple of bans. Meanwhile, also has found games on the Mordekaiser, and even got flexed into a Yorick matchup one time. So I think the way that Frost plays is not around Light Show, and the way that Bandle City plays isn't around CGYM. So I kind of expect an island up here, but looking at the numbers, I think should be relatively even.
Do you think we'll see any Shen come out tonight? We've seen it in the bot lane for Chestnut, we've seen it for Arsexy, and it could be even flex top for CGYM to have an impact when you have both those top laners sitting on such an island.
Yeah, I think that the thing about top lane is that when it turns into an island, if it swings hard, right? And so both of these teams, they don't like to play topside. They don't like to gank a lot, spend a lot of attention topside. And so I don't expect it to swing, but if it does, it's going to swing hard in favor of one or the other. So it's about, and for both of them, again, they're rookies, but CGYM now has that best of 5-game series under his belt. And so he's got that experience over Light Show here.
It's nerve-wracking. I mean, in the top lane, I think we're going to see Malphites. We're going to see Mordekaisers.
Yep.
We're going to see...
the Scion, I'm sure we'll see it
If Gwen is up, we'll probably see bans. But in their Scion... I think we're going to see a bunch of tanks and mages in the top side.
Yeah. We can take a look at the jungle matchup. We've got a veteran, last season's MVP, Arsexy there for Bandle City. He had a great game, specifically Game 5. The Silas was just a
standout performance on the Silas.
Even in some of their losses, he played really well. I'm thinking of the Diana game where he played a fantastic early, 10, 12 minutes, and then, that team kind of fell apart as the game went on. But TQ, on the other hand, has really been a multiplicative factor, picking up the Amumu, the Lilia, and finding ways to
great on the Lilia
to team fight really effectively. He's known less for his ganking, more for his team fighting. Whisper into Clone, we can kind of skip that one because we don't know how that matchup's going to go. We haven't seen Whisper come in.
I would largely give the advantage and priority to Clone in most of the time for this, but I think Whisper is probably not going to be giving over kills during the lane.
I would say it's the one true question about this year's. We just don't know how it's going to go. The one thing I'll point out about Clone, if you look at the KDAs of the Frost, 4, 4, 5, basically a 4, and then 2.5 there for Clone. So, that's definitely something that they're going to want. He's going to want to shore up, and I think he'll be targeted throughout the series. And then the bot lanes, Hope and Chestnut, Curly and Bassoon. Curly and Bassoon, they've been in a class of their own all season long. Hope and Chestnut, no strangers to the pressure either. Chestnut, a champion back from season 1. Comfortable in Game 5s, undefeated in Game 5s. And then Hope as well, played with Bassoon back on League of Liquor and on Freljord Frost last season. So they know each other well. And, Chestnut and Bassoon, this is a support kind of head-to-head that we've come to really relish getting to cast and getting to watch as the season has gone on and as we've gotten to see them. So, yeah, really excited to see how it goes. A big moment for the 3 rookies of Light Show, TQ, and Carly on the Frost. And, we've got to see how these rookies step up to the plate. I think we just about did that perfect. We're almost good broadcasters. We have the keys whenever both teams ready up. We will start game. That's a ready up from Freljord. Now we're just waiting on Bandle City to get that last ready up in, and we will get underway with our Game 1 draft. But yeah, guys, if you're in chat, let me know. Are you excited? Who's gonna win this series? I see we see Frost in 5. A lot of people just hoping for 5, I think.
5 games is gonna be a good time. Let's see it happen. Not our Bummer.
Have a couple of minutes. I see everybody's set up.
Pump the music a little more now that we're done with the show open.
I think we're prepared.
That's right.
Tomorrow we get to see Zahn take on Bilgewater. That'll be an exciting match. Can't wait to gamble on the wrong team 5 times in a row. There we go.
Heck yeah. That's what we're looking for.
Don't know if Reds is in the chat. We've got a couple Oilers in the LCC. They're stacking them up. I don't know who it is. So I think our heavy gamblers tend to
throw it all away.
Eventually, you lose, right? Like eventually you lose.
They just keep throwing it up in the air and then catching it as long as they can.
Okay, ready. All right, both teams are ready. Let's hit it.
All right, start game. And we are in. So, are we gonna still see more smolder bands?
They have not fixed the interaction. It's still the highest win rate champion.
Silas, so big respect band coming out to open against our sexy.
Just to finish on that smolder point, yes. Yeah. I think yes is the answer. And if it's not banned, it should be picked. We did see it fall in priority in Vandal City's last setup, but I think the way that it's just too strong. It's sitting at a 55.4% win rate.
Yeah.
When you build the right items, 55.4%. That is beyond broken.
It's a lot of percent.
That's like hot nerf percentage, and they haven't done it. So they're just leaving it there, which means you got to play what's good. It's like Season 1 Kassadin. If it's up, you're picking it. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh God, Kassadin. That was a nightmare.
Okay, the Vladimir ban, and this makes sense to me. It's weird, it's niche, they just don't want to deal with it, get rid of it. Yeah. And the Tristana banned away instead of the Smolder. Those first two we'll see all night long,
Smolder
but there it is, absolutely. So, and I think that's the iteration they could make. It'd be Gwen and Lilia to stay banned, but then that Tristana could open up if we see the Smolder ban come through in future games.
Yeah, Smolder super high win percent, but ultimately Tristana is a Carly special. And Carly can build these early mid-game advantages and just snowball the game out of control.
Okay, quick picks here as Vandal City answers Twitch Shen. We have a couple things to shout out. Thanks for the follow, Shida, and then penultimately with the Prime sub. Love the jungler.
Shout out.
Ganking us with the Prime sub. All right. Rek'Sai is the answer here.
Okay.
And we saw this at Worlds last year, top lane, but I am expecting this to go jungle. That's more traditional in the jungle for Rek'Sai is.
Yeah.
Braum here for Bassoon, one of his best
Teemo
champions.
hover. And Shen. So Shen does come through. I mentioned
Twitch.
that there's a lot of priority here for the flex pick of it. And then Teemo immediately being hovered, so imagine this is going to be Sai on top, but Shen's still providing a flex between jungle and support.
Yeah, I think we saw our Sexy play it in their Game 4 win last series. I wouldn't be surprised for it to go jungle, but also, if I think back to Season 2, I'm fairly certain that we saw Chestnut play it on Team Bell way back in Season 2.
We've seen it a couple times from Chestnut.
So it is a true flex for Vandal City. I'm not sure where it's stronger right now. Support. I mean, it's a melee support, but you can play melee support into Braum.
I think one thing that's interesting about it is it makes sure that as a support you can impact the far side of the map, but then you are sacking your AD carry. And I think for the BCB, it's unlikely they're going to take that angle. I assume most of the time it's going to go to Josh.
Rek'Sai should have a quicker clear and should punish the slow clear of Shen with an extra gank, but I'm not sure how heads up they'll be. And then we see the niche bands come through. We see the Yorick band out here. There's the Cassante we mentioned in the pre-show. So kind of both of Light Show's best two champions, the Gwen and the Cassante.
Yeah, Malzahar being taken away from Whisper as the fill-in player for BCB. And Nocturne got hovered. Could be taking this away from our Sexy, who brought the LCC its first win on Nocturne last week.
Yes, first ever. I think it's 1-6 in the LCC.
Well,
so.
he's turning around those fates.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's Xin Sao. So I think, to nobody's surprise, this is Xin Sao coming on the field. this could go mid or jungle. Because
I think
Whisper is a Xin Zhao player. We've seen it in the jungle, and they have a history playing it mid, and our Sexy has found a lot of success in the jungle.
Yeah, I think it's much better in the jungle. Wherever they put it is up to them, but I think the pick, it's a jungler through and through. And that does kind of put Shen at support. Gnar is going to be the answer into Sion, so he'll have the range advantage top and be able to Gnar out, turn into that big beefy frontline that they need, and that with the with the Braum should be enough of a frontline. Ziggs and Smolder here picked up as their artillery backline, trying to throw in from distance. But you know, I will say, Xin and Shen love to get onto a Ziggs and just make it a bad time.
Yeah.
So very clear backline here and it looks like they want to play this more traditional front to back for Freljord. Meanwhile, a bit of a non-traditional comp with the Twitch, Shen, Sion, Malphite.
It's a traditional BCB comp. I think I think BCB has a more aligned identity between all of its picks. Everybody is going in, and Twitch is hiding. And I think if we look over at Freljord Frost, there's a lot of very powerful picks. I think this can be played together. But I think ultimately Gnar and Rek'Sai have a different identity than Ziggs and Smolder in a team fight. Rek'Sai wants to be able to go deep and have people follow her, and there is damage that can go over the top with Mom and your Mega and your Bomb, but I don't know, I'm leaning towards BCB just on the face of the lineup, but there is so much scaling and wave clear power from Freljord Frost, so their ability to scale the game and pave the path for Carly is strong, and that can really pull through.
Yeah, I wonder if their frontline for Smolder is big enough here. That's really my only question. With Sion and Malphite taken away on the other team, there'll probably be an AP Malphite. Looking at the comp, I would expect it to just be damage. So it's really the only tank is going to be Sion and then like half the Shen, because support Shen just does not itemize the same way.
You just don't have the cash.
But I don't, I think Bandle City's comp does one thing, and again, like we mentioned during their last series, whenever you bring in a new player onto your team, it's kind of nice when you simplify your game plan, right? So
go in.
Very straightforward decision making there for Bandle City. Meanwhile, Zon, they do, I think, have the superior comp and the ability to out team fight, but it is a little bit more, Gnar is a very technical pick, and then they've got to find a way to keep Ziggs and Smolder alive. But if they can peel successfully with the Braum, with the Rek'Sai to actually keep Ziggs and Smolder alive long enough, I think this team will scale and clear really most of the team fights. So we'll have to see how the game plays out. But this is just game number 1 in our best of 5 semifinal series of Bandle City versus Freljord. Again, tomorrow we've got Zon taking on Bilgewater. You won't want to miss it. We had our quarterfinals absolutely popped off. Incredible series.
Oh, I'm excited to get into this one, and no matter what, we're going to get at least 2 more games.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you throw up the prediction? I'm going to go refill my water.
I can do a prediction. Let me do a prediction. Do it on Twitch instead. Alright guys, who's gonna win tonight? We've got Freljord versus Bandle City. Go ahead and take couple of minutes, think it out. Give you guys 5 minutes, there's plenty of time. Get your predictions in. We're gonna quick ad break before we actually get into the game. For those of you that are subscribed,
For those about to rock,
you can listen to us chat a little bit longer about these drafts.
I kind of want to dig into the bot lane more, because I think this game is going to come down to Hope on the Twitch or Carly on Smolder. I think other people can get out of hand, but in the late game, it's going to come down to those two picks.
Yeah, I agree. I think Twitch has a lot to do in follow-up. And like obviously the Malphite Shen, Scion's in, they all have really easy ways in. But then it's going to be about once they obliterate either Carly or Clone, is Twitch going to be close enough to kill the rest of the team?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that this Twitch actually has a lot of work to do as the game goes on, and it's a little bit sneaky on how it plays out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into game here. We are on the Rift for game number 1. I see some predictions coming in.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, already early, interesting itemization here for Gnar. I have not seen a lot of Gnar games, but the new item here picked up.
I think this makes sense into a ranged matchup. Ranged into melee, he's going to be getting as many auto attacks as he possibly can, already positioning his ward and looking to trade autos. CGYM finding the better of the trade. But we're going to see as that lane goes on that CGYM is going to be pushed back from the wave by auto attacks a lot as an engage down the bot side soon, finding himself engaged on the chestnut on the bottom try.
That's exhaust down already in the engage here from our sexy flash out from both as Ignite goes down. Bassoon will tick down, and it's going to be first blood going over to the Bandle City Buckaroos here in game number 1. And that's multiple flashes down. That's 3 summoner spells for the side of Frost.
And that gold's right where you want it, right onto Hope, the Twitch on AD carry.
Yeah, lovely to have that poison able to just tick down and deal damage when it mattered most there. Meanwhile, a bit of it, I guess we'll just watch how this lane goes. I really have no idea how Malphite mid is going to work. And we do have our first LCC pause of the playoffs. We can enjoy all of our furry friends here while we work on getting back into game. And we are back. Looks like it was just a temporary thing.
All right, wait for the pause. No? Maybe Riot's fixed it.
I'm sure it will come through.
Nah, Jax, they fixed it.
Well,
there it is.
Yep. So, already this game thrown into chaos. No flashes bot side does mean that both junglers should spend quite a bit of attention down there now. Like already, just based on how that early level 1 went, right?
Yeah, 2 minutes into the game, and things are going off the chain. And one thing we can look forward to is how will TQ react to the knowledge that our Sexy has decided to invest his flash bot?
Yeah, well, I think that the difficult thing for our Sexy is his path is going to send him top, and TQ started topside, so he's going to get to come down here towards bot and kind of cover and protect. But Hope and Chestnut maybe just happy to take that early win.
A lot of
with that early kill.
Whisper.
Yeah, definitely showing the oppression of the range matchup. Malphite, not an easy champ to play the lane phase with. Very tricky in lane.
Definitely into a melee versus ranged matchup. You're going to have to give up a lot. But he's finding himself a lot of the CS, even though he's down in resources. It's only a 3 CS difference at the moment. And one thing to look at bot side is Hope got that first blood. It's a good thing he did because there's a lot of pressure coming down from Carly and Bassoon even after the first blood went down. Hope has been unable to purchase, and so that gold is unactualized.
Yeah, we see trading across all 3 lanes. It looks like they're filling each other out, right? Light Show and CGYM kind of testing the bounds. Whisper here looking to run forward. Clone out of mana in this matchup, but Whisper already brought down very low. One more bomb will do it. But we see topside, it's going to be a solo Bolo in top lane as CGYM collects one, and then a gank mid as R60 forces the flash out from the mid laner. So Failure Ward off to a rocky start here, dying in both top and bot, and then losing flash mid. Clone, the victim of another early gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's definitely not the look you want when you're picking for a power setup in the top side. Going for Gnar should be a lane bully setup, and getting solo boloed by your Scion matchup is not going to look great for how the game is going to scale. But on the other hand, like, it's not over for Light Show. We're not even level 6. Get some of these autos out. It's a long lane. It's just CGYM is only going to get tankier from here.
That's one of the issues I have with this new Doran's bow, is that you're just missing that health So you've been playing the game for 15 years with that health, and then all of a sudden all your trades are different because you don't have it anymore. So
it's not nothing. It truly does make you squishier, and you have to be cognizant of that as you go for these low health, higher risk trades.
I played a Kalista game with it the other day, and yeah, it felt different to be missing the HP.
Yeah.
So, all right, interested to see if Lightshow can bounce back here. We see a Cole picked up for Carly. Meanwhile, straight into the Dirk for Hope. Both of our junglers back into the jungle where they belong.
Yeah, a little bit of a CS lead for TQ Kit just off of the fact that our Sexy went for that first blood.
Hope's going to be engaged upon here. Nice counter taunt from Chestnut, but the trade definitely won out on the side of Freljord. And the stacks will continue here for Smolder.
We're going for a cheeky trade, but Carly just not giving an inch, immediately getting another stack back and building a CS lead for himself as well.
Yeah, pretty hard to just short trade onto Smolder because anytime you do, you're giving him stacks, right? So you really do want to try and look for all-ins, but now with the health advantage that they have, anything that Bassoon and Carly take is going to be a win. They will just disengage. Meanwhile, a little bit more attention is brought mid. Ensemble Force straight in onto Clone. There's the exhaust down, and they're waiting for him to take his satchel. He will jump out and be instantly engaged back in onto, and that's a mid laner with no flash, pushed way up in lane. You call that free gold in League of Legends.
Yeah, he was playing to his ward side, but just not quite far enough. Whisper finds the unstoppable force, and that's a clean pickup. And now
Chestnut,
it's on the bottom.
Now with a play forward, but the flash missed the taunt, and Carly turns instantly. Carly and Bassoon, great heads-up play, and TQ is here to try and answer. Chestnut already brought down low, and so after Bandle City made a fantastic heads-up play to find Claude mid, they go for the overplay in bot lane, and they're going to give up 2 kills, and that puts Freljord onto the board here and gives them the pressure and the momentum advantage to go ahead and start this first Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, I think the name of the game here for BCB is initiative. They need to be the ones starting these fights, looking for these picks. That's the way their team comp likes to engage. And Freljord Frost finding a great opportunity for themselves to kind of take the engages a little bit one at a time. And also, while BCB just haven't yet scaled up to have the damage to back up the fights that they start, they need Hope to have that spray and pray at level 6.
Shen, the flash taunt on Shen, actually very difficult to land, and we saw it displayed just in that last team fight. Nice satchel there from Clone, will stop Whisper from jumping out, but still no flash, and now no satchel. However, our Sexy only level 5, TQ here, level 6. Here he comes through the unburrow, does get the double knockup. Nice return damage onto our Sexy. Our Sexy has to walk away. Whisper now will turn tail, and it's a nice counter gank there from TQ to keep his mid laner alive.
Yep, great play to move over, heads up, and good communication. Like to see that happening. Lightshow still struggling a bit in this topside matchup, so I don't know if we'll see this matchup repeat later on in the series.
Even up in farm, but yes, being pushed in constantly by Sion. But as we mentioned in the pre-show, they're on an island, right?
They're on an
junglers
island.
are not coming up here. It's all mid and bot for both of these two teams. Here's the unstoppable force from Whisper, looking for the solo kill, and he gets them. It's a solo bolo in the mid lane as Whisper collects a kill onto Clone.
That's right. And one thing I want to say for Lightshow is that, like, it's still, there's a lot of room for Gnar to play within this. Sion has not stacked up to 2-3 armor.
Nice tag there. What a tag is going to force Flash out. Mom comes across to try and save the day for Carly and Bassoon. But the Freljord Frost bot lane, they've turned this lane around after the level 1. Things were looking rough in the level 1, and they've really got things back on their favor. 20 CS up and a kill in their pocket, and now pushing down onto the turret. This is Smolder. This is supposed to be a scaling pick. Again, we're kind of seeing why this pick is a 55.5% win rate when you build the right items.
Yeah, and it's even smooths out the power curve for him conveniently. He goes for a Cole, he gets 2 long swords, and he gets a Sheen. Like, all of these items are cheap. It's easy to find on a reset.
Alright, Lightshow looking to try and bounce back. Let's take a look at these junglers, both of them bot side. TQ thinks better of it, is going to channel a recall and pings down for Bandle City onto the Void Grubs, aka Los Kevins.
Our Sexy on vision, and there's an early rotation over from Clone, but his jungle has not arrived. We do see a rotation over from Bassoon, and Chestnut is on the rotation back.
Chestnut, only level 5, will not be able to stand united. So teleport
stealing
in
a Void Grub
from Carly. This is Carly teleporting in, which means there could be, it's going to be all 5 here. Our Sexy able to secure 1, but what a commitment from, in terms of resources pooled to topside. All 5 go to the Void Grubs, and this, look at what they're giving now. Multiple plates here, bot side, is the return answer. We mentioned it just seconds ago. It was a 10 CS lead cut down now, or sorry, it was a 20 CS lead cut down now to 10, and Hope is going to continue to even this up.
Yeah, Bassoon's continuing to protect Clone in the mid lane, doesn't want to have him caught out with the unstoppable force as he picks up that plate. And shout out to Clone picking up one of those Kevins in the first place before his team had a chance to rally, bringing them to 2 of the Kevins instead of just 1. Our Sexy, unfortunately, I think maybe hesitated to smite. I didn't see. But it's just a great pickup there.
Another all-in from Whisper. Unstoppable force onto the Yordle, and he will survive with about 25% HP. So did not have the margin there for the all-in, but definitely just kind of used his ulti on cooldown to win a nice little trade.
Goes to Elytra in the top lane, and he finally seems like he's getting the better of these trades, pushing CGYM to a 3rd HP.
Our Sexy in onto Carly. Carly does have flash, will flash out of this. A beautiful ultimate there from Bassoon, but now his carry has abandoned him, and he will go down. Carly tucked tail, ran. He called his mom and said, "Get me out."
He definitely did.
Yeah, he got out. He took that ride, and is going to escape, but his support Bassoon will pay the price for the positioning error there for Freljord. So a nice capitalization, and our Sexy, the catalyst to a lot of these plays for Vandal City, has really, every time that the Xin has come out of the jungle and shown up in a lane, it's been, to a good cause, either a flash or a kill for their team.
Yeah, but one thing to highlight is a static Shiv on our Sexy on the Sim shot. Engage mid.
TQ with a nice gank, but Stand United out of Chestnut will come across. So they use the Stand United right on cooldown, basically. As soon as he hit level 6, it is going to go to protect their mid laner of Whisper. And as we mentioned during the pick ban, he's got Lost Chapter. It's full AP Malphite, so look for that to deal quite a bit of damage. We do see ultimates on cooldown for the moment. Spray and Pray as well as Unstoppable Force are on cooldown right now, so they don't want to take this fight quite yet. Meanwhile, Glacial Fissure also on cooldown. Mom about to come up, the phone call almost respawning here. So already Freljord in onto the dragon, down to 2,000 HP. Our Sexy trying to find a way in. Will look for something. Chestnut, a beautiful 3-man taunt. Secured dragon by Carly. Carly already down as Whisper finds the Unstoppable Force onto the backside. Meanwhile, Spray and Pray opens up. It is going to be multiple across, both dying. 3 down for Freljord as CGYM wins a solo topside. So 4 go down for the Frost, all at the price of just Chestnut. What an incredible taunt from Chestnut to set up that play. And the Vandal City Buckaroos, the teamwork, the way they work together at this dragon is beautiful. I don't know.
The teamwork in combination with the top lane island and CGYM just showing his prowess on this Scion. The only consolation really for Freljord Frost is the dragon that they managed to pick up, even though they lost the fight. TQ Kit finding some of CGYM top.
Trying to buy time, but look at this. He's got 2 levels up now, and Flash is just going to be used here. So does get out with the Flash. Nice find. Does get the top laner Flash. But yeah, he's 2 levels over Lightshow. CGYM level 11. Just now Lightshow hitting level 10. So this lane starting to get rough for Gnar with the, look at this, all this armor itemization, very well itemized, and 0-3 on the Ziggs, the only source of ability power damage for Freljord. Scion doesn't feel like he really needs to. 105 stacks here for the Smolder. Let's take a look at the gold breakdown, how it is.
Yeah, there's about a 300 gold difference in the bot lane between our AD carries, and those are the ones to keep our eye on. Everybody else can get out of hand, but the one that can really be the linchpin and hyper carry to close out this game are going to be those damage dealers. Clone sitting about 900 gold behind, so nearly 1,000 down on Whisper. Off the back of these unstoppable forces and these rotations from our sexy engage bottom.
Yeah, and the taunt in from Chestnut as we see multiple coming down. Whisper is going to be here. We'll be able to find something nice. Glacial Fissure from Bassoon. So the early proactive defense ultimate there.
Yeah.
Well, proactive defense.
And he calls off the whole play with that ultimate. What a save.
Yeah, nice find. They were able to get out. They didn't have flash. They were pushed up in lane, and yet they walk out with a well-placed ulti from Bassoon. So good play there. Did waste a little bit of time. But not too much used for Vandal City either. So
Not too much. They walk away, but there's not really a lot given.
It's Spray and Pray that got used now on cooldown. So
ulti for ulti.
a somewhat shorter cooldown, though. We see already half recharged for Hope. Okay, what's our next fight coming up? We do have Dragon in just over 2 minutes. We are 14, almost 15 minutes into this game. Starting to get out of the lane phase. We are still in our traditional lanes here. Pretty deep into the game.
Yeah, 15 minutes in now, and we have 2 dragons taken. Smolder happy to farm up, and I think BCB are really going to have to be the ones to bust things open. Freddie or Frost are going to be happy to sit in these lanes until Clone picks up his first tower.
And a bit of a play here. Bot side as Carly and Bassoon continue to push up. Looking to dominate this lane. We see an engage there for Whisper, but it's going to go just wide. Clone with a nice little step. We'll just get some good trade damage, but that is Unstoppable Force back on cooldown. So there is 90 seconds to the next dragon.
This could be a run down top.
Going for the fight in the window. Looks like fights in both lanes as we see Mom called in the exhaust down onto Hope, but will go out. Meanwhile, Light Show looking for this solo kill on CGYM. Down a level. CGYM
misses
only
the
level
ulti.
12. Oh, the Gnar swipe just wide here. Our Sexy finding Clone. What was Clone doing? It looked like he was trying to find the roam. Beautiful heads-up jungling from our Sexy to find Clone.
Yep, comes over, makes the play.
He was looking for the bomb, right?
He was definitely looking for the bomb down on the bot side. He's got the Mega Inferno bomb, but unable to find it, and our Sexy heads up on the rotation. There's pressure onto top lane to try to finish off CGYM as well, but unable to find it. CGYM really being tricky to finish off. Light Show trying to find his Trinity Force, and should make it easier for him to play these lane
3K
fights.
gold lead here for Vandal City, but what a great heads-up gank to find Clone in the jungle, and that Clone is having a rough game one. He's going to need to turn this around and have a much better performance if they hope to have any chance of reaching the late game. I still think that they've got a nice late game team fight composition, but it's much harder when you're 0-4 than if you're 0-0.
Yeah.
Bounties coming in now. 4 bounties for the players of Vandal City. Well deserved. Whisper here on a ward is going to be spotted out. Seismic Shard, but tagged by the Winner's Bite from Bassoon. And Bassoon, nice front lining here.
Rift Herald dropped mid.
Our Sexy looking for the play. All 5 are here. Hope pops out, goes Spray and Pray, and Carly will be brought down, cut down by the Buckaroos. TQ, no option but to flash out. Whisper trying to find a way in. The hop for Gnar over the wall. The Seismic Shard, the bullet.
It follows and it finds Clone, or they find their mark. Light Show down, Bassoon down. Only TQ, Kit, and Clone stand. Clone still on the top side trying to push down this tower. One more auto and a satchel will do it. The CGM manages to push him off. He backs away and looks for a teleport before the end of the fight after BCB.
CGY looking here. 2 levels up, and Clone pretty low on mana. Will not be able to super mega bomb in order to trade. Look at that massive trade here for CGYM. CGYM walking up again. Nice satchel there from Clone, able to at least trade some back. But
yeah, it's a good cancel, but unfortunately Scion is crazy annoying.
Very difficult for a mage to deal with, and very difficult for an 0-4 mage to deal with. So, alright, Hope now potentially caught out by Bassoon and Carly, but Stand United from Chestnut will protect his carry once more. Ultimate used there. So that's Mom being called to assist. Ultimate here. CGYM under tower here. And Clone, a nice satchel placement. Will still lose the tower, but at least picks it up. Can CGYM hunt him down in the zombie?
Oh, it was so close. Our Sexy over here trying to find a follow-up pick, perhaps. But in the end, just going to clear out a pink ward on that blue buff.
Yeah, pings down from the Frost. They will defend their jungle. But a nice play there from CGYM, continuing to up the pressure. And now, not just Lightshow, but Clone, both the solo laners for the Frost, having to deal with the Scion at this point in the game.
Yeah. Scion finding so much success for himself. CGYM has had this pick banned out against him a lot this season, and we're seeing why at the start of the series. One thing I want to point out is our Sexy's build here is not a traditional Xin Zhao. We haven't seen BCB play traditional Xin Zhao in some time. We see them going for an AP static shift, so this is an on-hit burst damage Xin Zhao, but he's sitting at 3-0-5. He may have the gold to make this work for himself, but he's got to pick his targets carefully.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, this whole composition is about Clone and Carly staying alive. Clone has been taken out of this game effectively, sitting at 1-4. Just now finishing Haunting Guys, so able to pick up a second item here. But Carly has also been very delayed, sitting on just the Essence Reaver, right? Let's check in on the stacks. As we see, look at this engage. Wolf Force flash out, beautiful. CGYM playing top lane really nicely here for Vandal City. And look, our Sexy is here, Wind Becoming Lightning onto the Yordle. Finds Clone quite a bit of damage, but Bassoon and Carly will be there to escort Clone out. And he will get away. The side lane, a very dangerous place to play when you are a mage into a Scion.
That's right, and before this, he even had the tower where he was able to fall back to, but losing that tower, CGYM has so much opportunity to engage with Ultimate and then just walk him down the lane. It's a scary place to be for a little Yordle.
Okay, we see most everything coming up. Hope, no flash for this next fight. That could be a big one. Meanwhile, Ultimate's coming up. Clone and Hope don't have flash. Those are the big ones to pay attention to in the next team fight. 2 minutes out into the next dragon, and Baron is on the table. But again, you know, kind of ever since the game has changed a couple seasons ago, we don't really see 20-minute Barons very often, if ever.
It's rough. It's dangerous.
Even with a 3K gold lead, Vandal City's not going to flip the coin in game one here on this early Baron. All right, Clone looking for a way out. Will satchel out. The engage from Whisper will miss, and they're able to find quite a bit of return damage as Bassoon and Carly show up just in time, and the Buckaroos will tumble. Clone using himself as bait there quite nicely, but they give up the mid-tier 1 as a result, so the play does come at a price, but I think that Freljord will be happy to take that double kill, and that's 2 shutdowns going over to the Frost.
Yep, and this is something we see BCB do. They look for skirmishes on the side lanes, and sometimes they just don't have their team collapse at the same speed the other team does. They're looking to play for a skirmish, and in the end, it becomes more of the... they bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah, Stained United there from Chestnut used, but they just died too quick. Too much burst damage from the side of Freljord at this point of the game. So,
and I like the look. It's just that Freljord Frost had their players on the right side of the map and were able to respond. And they do take a tower off the play, so it's not the end of the world. But Freljord Frost got to be happy about that one. It gives him a lot of space.
Clone's going to get it back, though, right?
Yep, and the tower comes back to him.
So, but you know, able to get that somewhat evened up. It is 3 turrets to 2 now, as we see 22 minutes in. Dragon in 15 seconds. We are preparing to fight this one out. Whisper does have Unstoppable Force, will Seismic Shard, but TQ and the rest of the Frost are here to defend. Teleport in from CGYM. No teleport from Clone. Clone is just going to walk down instead. And so, big advantage here for the Frost if they're able to use this. Reset in from Lightshow. Does have TP. Might be able to find a way back, and Vandal City are going to go ahead and start this objective. There is no fight for Freljord. They completely give. They were in a position where they could have fought if they wanted to, but instead all 4 are going to walk away from this fight.
It's 4v5, and they've lost every one of these dragon fights, so I think they're just looking to cut their losses and go for...
Engage here from Whisper as he goes straight in, but that AP damage, he does not live very long. Spray and pray from Hope. Hope brought down with a beautiful Q over the wall from Carly. It's a double kill, and they get Bassoon on the way back. Meanwhile, the dragon is stacked, and we do see that Elder buff start to come in. So Bassoon, frontline, dying for his team, but able to pick up 3, and Freljord winning that fight. Whisper just a hair too early, going in without the backup of his team there.
Yeah, in the end, Whisper just pulls the trigger slightly too early, and BCB are going to want that one back. And I think it looked like the right choice for Freljord Frost to not try to engage at the dragon the same way that they've been losing on these earlier fights, and instead they draw it out to the tower and they find a great engage through the jungle.
Yeah, I've got to be happy with that, and that gives them their first gold lead in the last 20 or so minutes. So very happy with that in terms of what it is able to do, and that does nullify any of the shutdowns. Everybody has been shut down for the side of Bandit
Whisper.
City. Meanwhile, continuing to push the tempo advantage here immediately as soon as the ulti comes back off cooldown. But Clone does quite a bit more damage now than he did before. TQ is there to try and answer, and all 4 are going to be here, and they do just find the kill. And another kind of questionable tempo play. What does his team get? Hope is pushing mid. Is going to get a couple plates here, but had no backup, went all in with no vision, and dies as a result. So
Red team's turn.
question mark pings. TQ now, will they be able to find the engage? There's no mid laner here for the side of Bandle City. CGYM trying to answer. A flash from our Sexy will find the counter kill. Clone had flash, did not use it, holding it for the next team fight. Meanwhile, CGYM, after ulting in, is going to be stunned down. Look at the CC here that Braum will provide the team, and living for quite, look how long he lives, but yeah, just not enough without follow-up damage.
What a beefcake
From Bandle City. So you can see what the Scion wants to do, but you need your team to be hitting while you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, will get cut down 46 to 45, just 1,000 gold difference between these two teams at 25 minutes.
This game has been back and forth, and really it's come down to BCB are finding their best team fights when they go in for the engage, when they all play together, they find the spray and pray over the top, and the enemy team just disappears. But now that Freljord Frost have managed to scale Carly up, they've managed to get that Elder Dragon buff, and they are going to have a much better opportunity in these fights, and they're playing them slow. And I like the look of these Glacial Rifts by Bassoon to open up these team fights to buy space, and that's the name of the game for Freljord Frost. It's slow them down and buy space.
Alright, 26 minutes into our match. We do have 2 minutes until the next dragon. Our Sexy here walking up, but Carly and Bassoon will find them staying united as they engage in onto Carly. The mom is called in. They're trying to deal the damage if they can find it. Carly will go down. Massive healing, massive shielding. The self-healing is incredible as Hope shows up for the spray and pray. Finds 2 more. I cannot believe our Sexy has that much health. That was incredible healing that came through.
That's the Xin Zhao healing. He's got his build about to hit 3 items. There is so much. I swallowed water wrong. We were trying to.
Well, Bandle City is going to turn right in
Goodness.
onto the Baron as a result of that. 3 go down. Light Show as well, and it looked really good for Freljord at the start of that fight, but they end up losing 3-0 in the team fight because that was just an insane amount of shielding and healing that came out on the side of Bandle City. So, kind of saves. Whisper with a couple back-to-back question ping plays there, but is going to be saved by our Sexy here with some great skirmishing, and that's really what Bandle City has been good at all season long, is the 2v2, the 3v3s, and they find it a 3v3 that they can sweep. So now Baron collected here, 30 seconds onto the next dragon. This is only 3rd dragon, it's not Soul.
It is not Soul. Both teams are tied on dragons at this point, and the differences between the teams in terms of gold, in terms of their objectives on the map, aren't all that big. CGYM has had a massive influence in these side lanes, having so much ability to pressure down these lanes and try to run people down. Our Sexy in a duel is relatively unmatched in this matchup, but at the end of the day, Carly and Clone are able to throw a lot of damage with their front line, and Carly has been able to find so much space with the assistance of Bassoon, and this could go either way. We've seen BCB win the majority of these dragon
This
setups.
team and this game will live and die by Carly for Freljord. Teleport in from CGYM. Watch the smolder on the left side of your screen there. You can see the little dragon fairly well stacked up, and they decide they cannot march forward, and it will be a disengage as dragon is secured by the Baroned up Bandle City Buckaroos.
So spending some of their Baron on this dragon, it does set them up for Dragon's Soul, but we would like to see them push down these lanes a little bit and find some more pressure as we time through.
279 stacks on this Smolder, stacking up very nicely. We're only 28.5 minutes in, so that's essentially 10 stacks a minute, which is definitely higher than we've seen some other Smolders in some of our other games this season.
Finding some success in this game, Carly is, even after having his support First Blooded level 1.
Only level 13 though. I mean, the items that need to come through, we do see the 4 items completed here. So Smolder should be online, and we just need to find the right team fight for Smolder. Meanwhile, Whisper, CGYM, our Sexy, Chestnut, all going to be looking to be the one that lands the engage.
Sexy could find himself 1v2 here. He's on to Clone when becomes Lightning, dash on, Crescent Guard, and he finishes Clone. He's on to TQ Kit now. The healing, 420 health from a single auto attack. TQ Kit retreats to Carly and Bassoon.
Yeah, and that look at the minimap. Meanwhile, Bandle City pushing in mid for free. They send all the rest of them bot side. They do need to try and find this. It looks like they might be able to find, but it's a Stained United in onto our Sexy. Meanwhile, burst down before he shows up, and so they do commit their team bot side. They do get the kill, the counter kill in return. But they lose their mid tower and their middle inhibitor. That's a big
Light
loss.
Show forced to flash out. Whisper looking for the unstoppable force on the reset. And now BCB rotate over with 4. And so, yeah, Freljord Frost could have been caught out a little bit here in the back row play.
This could be the classic LCC overstay.
And he will fall.
It's the rest of Freljord off the reset. They will find just one. So to lose CGYM, that's not the end of the world. That's 2 Barons down as R6 and CGYM both fall. Whisper here potentially will be caught out. Does have Flash, so we'll be able to get away. Will not have to use Flash anyway, so still has it for the next one. I think look for Flash Engage from Whisper in a critical moment. We know that Clone has no Flash, and we just saw Carly's Flash used as well. So both of those to not have Flash and Whisper's Flash up, I think look for that Flash ultimate. He's a full AP. I mean, he just finished Storm Surge. He's going to blow him up, and I think that could be their way in.
Definitely is going to be looking to blow them up, but one thing that always worries me about having a substitute player in on the Malphite is that Flash ulti could be 2 screens in the wrong direction.
Could be poorly timed.
So I hope that everything is moving in the right direction.
And we have seen a little bit of miscommunication coming out here in game number 1, but that's not to be, that is to be expected rather.
Yep, and we may see the teams like gel a little bit more as the series goes on, before they end up falling apart a little bit as the series goes on.
Okay, so this is 3 Hex Dragons here for Bandle City. They're going to defend their ward here.
Both teams ready for team fights.
Collapse here, teleport in from Light Show, and they're going to have to fight their way out of this one. Meanwhile, ultimate in from CGYM. Our Sexy here is the target as CGYM trying to frontline. Hope will spray and pray over the wall. Does find Light Show, does find TQ, but nobody has gone down yet. Stained United in 1 for 1 as both go down. Hope already dead. Watch Carly and Hope on the bottom of this fight. Beautiful taunt will land. It's a quadra kill for Carly. And what an incredible way to end that team fight.
It's a teleport out. Okay, it's from Clone. I was thought for a moment that Clone and Carly would teleport up there together to go for the Penta, but Clone just decides to give one back over to Whisper. He felt bad for him. And now Carly, on the teleport, going to look for the Penta onto Whisper without the unstoppable force. No, just goes for the reset. A wild fight, but really it has come down, as we mentioned, to Carly on the Smolder.
Absolutely. You have to watch the Smolder with 370 stacks, 380 cresting now, continuing to scale. 4.5 items. This will be, when he walks back, this is going to be his 5th item completed. And
almost 20,000 gold on the board now. Not even 35 minutes into the match. This is a strong little dragon.
And it felt like without Whisper, they were in a tough spot. Whisper, no teleport in this match. Does have the exhaust and the flash, so no option to join. Was matched up into Light Show, who had teleport. Teleported down and forced the fight. It was a 4v5 all the way. So Dragon here, this will be sold for Bandle City. And a lot of things are on cooldown. Ult in from Whisper, straight in onto TQ. Nice Glacial Fissure, but it won't get TQ out. And so with Jungler down, this will be secured. Here's the bomb in. It's not enough. Nice smite secured by our Sexy and the Bucks. And that is their soul and a kill on jungle. Do they turn straight to Baron? They can just flip the Baron. They've got the jungler.
All of that all of that good work that Freljord Frost was doing, and then unfortunately just caught out at the Dragon, and that's TQ Kit's first death of the game, I want to point out. He's been having a very successful run on the Rex side. He hasn't had the most influence on them throughout the whole match, but he's been playing very safe and really supporting his team, enabling them to make plays. He's been at nearly all of their plays all game. And then unfortunately his team's not there to have his back at the Dragon, or maybe he's there a little early.
It felt like just a reset timings because TQ was where he wanted to be. That was Soul Dragon. He was in the right spot, but the rest of the team not there. Maybe, you know, Clone having teleported and died, not having teleport up to join the fight. You know, could have been there. I think Carly also teleported down, so didn't have teleport. The 2 teleports on cooldown, you know, they maybe could have shown up, but yeah, unfortunate there for Failure as they're going to give away.
But that will be Dragon
Baron,
Soul now
Soul,
for BCB.
And TQ's first death. Yeah, you're right. This is their second Baron of the match. We are absolutely into the late game. We see 5th item purchased on some of our players here. Massive gold numbers. Still a big gold lead for Sion in top lane. But Hope onto 4.5 items. Even though he's down 5k gold. Hope is up to 4.5 items, so still a late game Twitch, you know.
Still a late game Twitch. Carly is working on his 6th item now.
Bandle City.
He's keeping it on the offense, not trickling out and for any defense.
I like it. He knows his job. All right, Bandle City on the 1-4. They need CGYM to get this top lane pushed in quickly so that they can actually get some split pressure. All 5 of Freljord are going to be positioned down here to try and clear this ultimate out from Carly, and that's the mom use. So that's their phone a friend or phone a mom in this case, and it is going to be put on cooldown, and Bandle City are just going to space this out and let their top laner CGYM push in a little bit more. Meanwhile, the ebb and now the flow. We see Freljord has to return. They have to send somebody back to CGYM, and now the natural flow of the Baron push will start for Bandle City. So great job to weather that initial 15-second window where they were at danger.
Yep, they have held on, but the siege is not over. CGYM once more. Clone has seen this song and dance before. His team immediately rotating over and trying to back him up.
And clearly not comfortable in the 1v1. Does get the ultimate out, so CGYM ultimate used there, and that's a big, just like Mom was on cooldown, that's a big ultimate used, and now Mom is back on cooldown. You can call again. And so
1/4 of the Baron
ebb
buff
comes
left, and CGYM has gone for a reset. He does have teleport available, but it is coming to the end of the Baron advantage for BCB.
He teleports
teleport down the mid lane.
He understands with Baron, this is really kind of, they're only going to get a wave or 2 more, so that reset cost them a lot of momentum with the Baron. And they did get the top inhibitor, but they need to get a little bit more. Meanwhile, now that he's pushing through mid instead of top, this is a much easier rotation over, and so we see TQ and Clone are able to answer this. Ultimate's up for everybody. Everybody's back off cooldown. And the siege is continuing. Nice clear here for Ziggs and Smolder. They've got great wave clear on the side of Frost.
Yeah, continuing to rotate back and forth. TQ
that's Baron
supporting Clone. And yeah, Baron times out. So BCB have been held out. It is now 2 minutes roughly for the Elder Dragon to spawn. And Freljord Frost live to fight another day. But we've seen before this match can go back and forth.
Over a ward. Baited over a ward. They're going to find our Sexy. What an incredible play from TQ and Bassoon as they capitalize on one. Meanwhile, Stands United onto Hope in the backline. The engage in from Whisper onto Carly. Carly flash over the wall. Will survive. Achu sneezes onto CGYM, and it's a 1-4 more. As the Freljord Frost are going to pick up a handful here. Our Sexy, unfortunately, getting baited by that ward there. Thought that they could get it
coming out. Whisper
hit down.
Could escape.
A nice escape by the Rock. So just a 1 for 2 at the end. Not as big of a loss, and will be up in time for Elder. So a small little misstep here. It's not going to be game costing.
Yeah. In the end, some gold going over, but no objectives are going to trade hands off the back of this play. And the dragon advantage is still going to remain in BCB's hands.
This Elder Soul this Elder Dragon is going to be the big fight of this game. And one thing I want to point out just before we get into it, it's going to be chaotic. I want to point out almost nobody has flash at this point in the game. Our Sexy, CGYM, Chestnut on the side of Vandal City, and only Clone and Light Show will have flash. Meanwhile, there are 3 different abilities. There are 2 Zanya's Hourglass and a Seeker's Arm Guard for the ability to go golden 3 times in this fight.
There's a lot of opportunity for this game to end this fight to end the game one way or the other.
Okay, we have to pay attention. Resets are coming in. Hope not here with his team. Bassoon walking in is a little bit ahead of his team, but is just getting some vision cleared, and they don't have a way to answer it quite yet. Resets here for our Sexy and Hope as our Sexy is respawning. And positioning now in. Whisper trying to clear out some of this vision. Perhaps a bit baited here. Is going to try and get this pink buff, pink ward cleared out. So sweepers coming out. Double sweeper here for Vandal City. Teleport in from Light Show. And we know that this is the fight. All 10 are here. Get ready to rumble. Watch Carly. Watch Hope. Watch our Sexy. Our Sexy, a beautiful flank here for Vandal City. The blast cone is there. It is set up. He could find a way in. Freljord playing as a team will back out. Light Show and Bassoon, they need to find a way. Light Show needs to build some rage so he can gnaw out. TQ on the side of the fight. Bassoon walking up. CGYM, the cousins, the battle about to break out. Flash, taunt, ultimate in. What a find from Vandal City as brought down to low health bars they go. A beautiful gnaw out from Light Show, but it's too little, too late, and Vandal City find the fight. And they're going to win game number 1 off of the back of that. What a find from Chestnut and Whisper.
Oh, they are bucking around at the Elder Dragon at the final hour, and they buck out. BCB pick up the game, and that's going to bring us to game 2. Ooh, Freljord Frost. This game is still, like, if they don't hurry in this game, it can go either way. It's only by a factor of where we're at in the game in these builds that this fight is going to end the game. They have both been pushing back and forth on the side lanes, finding openings to be able to take down these towers. They've got Clone on the Ziggs, opening out the gates. They've got CGYM on the Scion. Just a juggernaut.
What a game.
And a fantastic game out of both teams.
Jason, we might be in store for another
What a start to the series.
What a game. Okay. Incredible win there for Vandal City. And what a beautiful way, what a beautiful, succinct team fight to close it off and to end it, right? Just a gorgeous combination there. 7:52 here Eastern time. That means we've got to get into our next game by 7:59, basically 8 o'clock.
Basically
right on schedule. So we will take a quick break and we'll be right back with game number 2. Remember, this is the best of 5. Don't go anywhere. Losers choose the side. It looks like Freljord have selected blue side, but we will keep you updated. We'll be right back with game number 2. Don't go anywhere.